Disney World's EPCOT is going to be a completely different park by the end of 2021, and we've got the details so you can plan your day like a pro. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. EPCOT in 2021 is kind of a big deal. There are new rides and new restaurants opening in the coming months that are going to completely change how we visit this Disney World park. Now today we're talking about everything you need to know and what you can expect when you visit EPCOT this year or next year, to be honest. All right. Now, if you want to get a copy of this guide right in your inbox for free, head to disneyfoodblog.com/EPCOT2021, and we'll send you a PDF of all our tips in this guide so you know just how to plan your day in EPCOT. Just go to disneyfoodblog.com/EPCOT2021, totally free, sign up for our free newsletter, and we'll send this guide right over. All right, now let's get started. First of all, picking your park day. As far as we know, Disney Park passes are going to continue well into 2021, and that means you'll need to know what day you want to visit which park and make a reservation in advance in order to guarantee you get in. Right now, EPCOT park passes aren't too hard to get. It's a big park. There are a lot of people allowed in. But when those new rides start opening, EPCOT will likely become the hot ticket in Disney World. You should book your park passes as soon as you have your tickets to guarantee you get the reservations that you want. You can always change your park passes. Remember that. Now, remember to check park hours when you're booking those park passes too. If EPCOT is your favorite, make sure you haven't booked on a day when the hours are shorter. Though, if there's a festival going on, which seems like it will be more often than not in 2021, you may want to consider going on a weekday, as the weekends during EPCOT's festivals are much more crowded right now. Some resort perks like extra magic hours are still on hold. They're not happening at the moment. So even if you're staying at a Disney resort, you won't get any extra time in the parks at the moment. FastPass is also currently on hold, which means you'll need to wait in line for all the rides. And those new rides will likely have long lines. If you're used to using FastPass for everything, you'll need to plan some more time for waiting in queues to your day. Now, are we going to see some virtual queues like Rise of the Resistance has once those new big ticket EPCOT rides open? Maybe. There may be a virtual queue for Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind or Ratatouille or something like that. We don't know. Disney hasn't said anything about it, so we'll wait and see. But if there isn't a virtual queue, then plan to wait in line. Now, park hopping is back for 2021, though it's a little different. Park hopping is Disney lingo for visiting more than one park in the same day. You'll need to have a ticket that allows park hopping, and you'll need to visit the park you have made your park pass reservation for first in order to hop to a second park in the same day. After you visit that first park, you'll be able to hop to a second park so long as that park has not yet reached capacity. We'll be covering all the ins and outs of park hopping on this channel, so keep an eye out for tips and how-tos as soon as we experience it for the first time. All right, now let's talk about getting to the park. Depending on where you're staying, Disney offers complimentary transportation to EPCOT via bus, monorail, boat, or Skyliner. If you're staying at Pop Century, Art of Animation, Caribbean Beach, or Riviera Resort, you're going to be getting to EPCOT via Skyliner. The station is at the back entrance, International Gateway, and you'll enter the park between the France and UK pavilions in World Showcase. You'll also enter through International Gateway if you're arriving by boat from the Boardwalk, Yacht and Beach Clubs, or the Swan and Dolphin. You can also walk to EPCOT from all of those resorts. It takes about 5 to 20 minutes depending on which hotel you're staying in. If you arrive by bus or drive yourself or take a ride share, you'll be entering through the front of the park in front of Spaceship Earth, the big golf ball. At the time we're publishing this video, the EPCOT monorail still isn't back up and running, but at some point in 2021, you should be able to take the monorail from the Ticket and Transportation Center, the Magic Kingdom parking lot and main hub for the monorail that connects the Contemporary, Poly, and Grand Floridian resorts, and take that to the front of EPCOT. If you're planning on visiting EPCOT a lot, consider staying at those resorts within walking distance or Skyliner transportation so you don't need to rely on too much Disney transportation. All right, now let's talk about when to arrive at EPCOT. So EPCOT has typically been opening a lot later than the other Disney World parks. They open later and they stay open later. So usually 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. is when this park has been opening since July. World Showcase, the back of the park, has been opening at the same time as Future World, the front of the park, which was not the case before the park closures back in March 2020. So plan a nice breakfast somewhere before EPCOT opens. Use that late park opening to your advantage. You aren't missing park time if you eat before. And with EPCOT's late opening, it may make sense to park hop to this park after visiting a different one if you're a risk taker. You may not be able to hop if EPCOT reaches capacity, and guess what? You're not going to be the only person who's going to think, oh, I'll just park hop to EPCOT because it's open later than all the other ones. So we probably wouldn't recommend this tip after new rides like Remy's Ratatouille Adventure open. But if you're traveling at the beginning of 2021 before the new ride openings, EPCOT will likely be a decent park to hop to. You can swing by Festival of the Arts toward the end of the evening when crowds might be starting to calm down. All right, once you get to EPCOT, which rides are you gonna hit first? Let's talk about the rides we already have in EPCOT since we don't have opening dates for Remy's Ratatouille Adventure and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind just yet. Frozen Ever After and Test Track have continuously been posting the longest wait times in the park. If you arrive right at park opening, make a beeline to one of those two rides to knock them off your list and avoid the super long lines that build around midday. Soarin' may have long lines earlier in the day, as most people will do all of the rides in Future World before heading back to World Showcase. So keep an eye on wait times in the My Disney Experience app and consider riding Soarin' later in the day if it works with your plans, because that ride time may go down a little bit towards the end of the day. Go to whichever ride is most important to you first and get it checked off your list. You know, we always say to do that. If you've got some huge Frozen fans, get in line for that ride earlier in the day to ensure you get to ride it. Rides can malfunction and shut down. Test Track will close if it rains. So if you're traveling in the summer when it's rainy every single day, don't leave Test Track until the late afternoon because those summer rainstorms will shut the ride down for a time, which will likely mean the line will get real long after the storms pass. So if you visit in August and you love Test Track, ride it early before the showers show up. All right, now let's talk about those new rides. EPCOT's got a lot going on in 2021, and once that new stuff starts opening, this park is going to get busy, which will mean longer lines all around. We don't know when Remy's Ratatouille Adventure and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind will open in 2021, but we do know they will have long lines when they open. If these rides are open when you're in Disney World, plan to ride them early and plan to wait in line for a while. Disney may use virtual queues for these rides like they do with Rise of the Resistance, like I said before, though we haven't heard any serious rumors or announcements regarding virtual queues for these rides. If Disney does use virtual queues for them, make sure you know how they work before you arrive. I promise we'll have plenty of tips here on the channel and over at DisneyFoodBlog.com. These new rides could also affect park hours. More people are going to want to be in EPCOT, which might mean hours are extended to accommodate the number of people who want to ride. Follow along with us to make sure you're up to date on the latest. If you can join our newsletter, that's the best way to do it because we always announce that brand new information first to our newsletter subscribers. Things are definitely going to be changing in EPCOT, but we will always have the most up-to-date tips and advice to help you plan your day. That's our job. That's why we get up in the morning. Now make sure to sign up for that newsletter. We've got the sign up link in the description of this video, or you can sign up when you get a copy of this guide from this video at DisneyFoodBlog.com/EPCOT2021. All right, let's talk about where to eat in EPCOT. It honestly may be easier to tell you where not to eat because EPCOT has so many amazing restaurants, and it always has, right? Now, if you're looking for an in-depth guide to help you decide where to eat in the park, pick up a copy of that DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining. It's over 700 pages of all my Disney knowledge with reviews on each and every restaurant in Disney World. Plenty of tips to help you pick which ones are right for you. You can find it at dfbstore.com. Don't forget to use code YouTube for a discount. If you want really in-depth recommendations for where to eat in EPCOT, that's going to be what you're going to want. Now, based on current park hours, you won't need to worry about breakfast, but if they change, we love grabbing a quick bite from Les Halles, which is also good for lunch. And of course, that's over in the France Pavilion. Space 220 and La Crêperie will be brand new in 2021. Space 220 is going to simulate dining on the space station with a view of Earth, and La Crêperie will bring both a new quick service and table service restaurant to the France Pavilion over there in World Showcase. You can see everything we know about these two restaurants in our video on all Disney World's coming soon restaurants. And if fireworks come back by the time you visit, Hacienda de San Angel, Rose and Crown, and Spice Road Table all have decent fireworks views. We also love Le Cellier, which is the steakhouse in the Canada Pavilion. We like Biergarten in the Germany Pavilion. It's great as a family-style meal right now. And of course, Garden Grill, one of our all-time favorite recommendations for character meals and all-you-can-eat family-style dining in all of Disney World. All right, let's talk festivals. EPCOT has 4 festivals throughout the year. These are included with your park ticket. All of the food items are for sale a la carte at the food booths, and there are extra merchandise items specific to the festival, as well as extra entertainment for each festival. Festival of the Arts is running from January 8th to February 22nd and features art demonstrations like really cool chalk drawings and performance art, in addition to food booths with presentation-focused dishes. They're very, very pretty. But a heads up that their prettiness means it sometimes takes a little bit longer to plate those, so the lines can get long at Festival of the Arts. Flower and Garden Festival is running from March 3rd to July 5th, and this one features topiaries and extensive flower displays along with food booths, serving up fresh garden-inspired eats. The next is Food and Wine Festival, the original EPCOT festival. Last year, this one started in July, though it typically starts in August. We'll have to wait and see what happens this year, and if festival entertainment like the Eat to the Beat concert series returns. And Festival of the Holidays follows right after Food and Wine closes in November and features holiday dishes and traditions from around the world, along with the Candlelight Processional, which will hopefully be back by the end of 2021. This one usually runs from mid-November till the end of the year. So plan out what to eat at all of the food booths at these festivals ahead of time. We have guidebooks on the festivals over at dfbstore.com. You can always follow along with our festival coverage as well. We always do a Best of the Fest here on YouTube for you, and we crown the winning dishes of the festival, let you know what extras and activities you can expect. If more festival offerings like seminars and dining events return, then be ready to book early as soon as they open for reservations, because they are going to be very popular. And as capacity restrictions start to roll back, those festivals will be crowded on weekends, so plan to visit during the week if you can. All right, other things to consider for EPCOT. If there are somehow not enough dining options inside EPCOT for you, or if you're looking for something a little different, you have more dining options nearby at all the boardwalk area resorts, which you can walk to. More things could open in 2021 beyond those rides and restaurants we talked about. Disney is currently working on the Play Pavilion, which will be a virtual and interactive area, as well as the Moana-inspired Journey of Water, another interactive and educational experience. We're not sure of a time frame for either of those, or the new festival center that was announced. That one's a little bit on and off the table. So we're not sure if they may open in 2021 or later. We will definitely keep you updated on all the latest information though. They had to stop construction for such a long time when the parks were closed that some of these projects might be off the table completely. Now, we don't know when or if cultural representatives may return to the World Showcase pavilions. These are cast members who work in the World Showcase who are from the countries that are represented in the park, and they haven't been back since the closures in March. They're a big part of what makes EPCOT EPCOT, and we can't wait until they're back. Entertainment will hopefully come back sometime in 2021. We still have a few like Mariachi Cobre, Voices of Liberty, the Jammers, but hopefully country by country entertainment as well as festival entertainment will return this year. Harmonious, the new fireworks show that was supposed to open summer 2020, should be opening sometime in 2021 in EPCOT, though that will likely all depend on when it is safe to let crowds gather to watch a fireworks show. So we're not too sure when that might be just yet. Hopefully by the end of 2021. All right, so you're done with your EPCOT day. When should you leave? Well, there's a lot going on in EPCOT, so you'll want to get the most time you can out of your park day to get it all done. EPCOT tends to be open later than other parks, so stay late when crowds may begin to thin and use that time to get on rides with shorter lines. Probably don't plan your super early Animal Kingdom day for the day after your EPCOT day, though. You're going to be tired after all that walking. Without fireworks right now, there won't be a mad exodus from the park, so you can really take your time and still hop in line for your last ride just as the park is about to close. Remember, if you're in line at park close, you will get to ride. And when fireworks do return, expect big crowds in EPCOT at the end of the night and trying to leave the park. It's a new show and a lot of people will want to see it and will then be leaving all at the same time. Take some time to leave the park, do some late night shopping while you wait for those transportation lines to get a bit shorter. That's always our tip, no matter what park you're leaving. So even with so much, we still don't know about when those new rides and restaurants are opening. We got a lot of EPCOT experience and advice to share with you, and I hope you found this video helpful. We will, of course, be constantly constantly updating you with all the latest news and changes that might affect your Epcot day in 2021. So stay tuned here on our channel. Follow us on social media. We got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all under Disney Food Blog. And of course, follow us over at DisneyFoodBlog.com. And remember, if you want a copy of this full Epcot guide in a handy printable PDF, head to DisneyFoodBlog.com/Epcot2021. Sign up for our free newsletter. We'll send it right to your inbox right away. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for watching. We've already done our ultimate guides to Hollywood Studios. We're working on Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom. We'll get all 4 parks for you, so be sure to check those out next. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.